Hello everyone. In this video, let's discuss how to find the number of substrings containing all three characters. Given a string S consisting only of characters A, B and C, return the number of substrings containing at least one occurrence of all these characters A, B and C. Example 1. So here they have given the input as ABC, ABC. The output is 10, which is the substring containing at least one occurrence of the characters A, B and C are ABC, this is the first one. Next AB, CA, okay, ABCA. Next ABC, AB, third occurrence. ABC, ABC, fourth. Next BCA, fifth. Next BCAB. Next BCABC, CAB, CABC and then ABC. Totally there are 10 substrings which has at least one times of all three characters. Let's go for example 2. AAA CB is the input, the output is 3, which is AAA CB 1, AAA CB 2, then ACB 3. Let's go for third example. Here the input is ABC, 1 is the output value. Now let's discuss the logic in detail. So here I'll write the code parallelly. Okay, so here they have taken the input as A, B, C, A, B, C. This is a given input value. Okay. To find the frequencies, I am going to take an array called count. Okay, with size 3. Why am I taking size 3 in the sense? To store the frequency of A, B and C. So I am going to take an array of size 3 and I am going to initialize all the values 0. Fine. So let me write the code parallelly. Public int number of substrings. So I'll take the input value yes. Okay. What is the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to take an array and I initialize all the values 0. The array size is 3 because they have mentioned it should have all the 3 characters. That is why I have given the size of an array as 3. Fine. Now let's take a for loop for iterating the given input string. Int j is equal to 0, j less than n. For that I have to find the length of the string. So n equal to s dot length. So I have found the length of the string. J plus plus. Okay. What is the first thing I have to do? Now I am standing on the character called A. Okay. That is on the index value 0. I'll take the index value also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now J is on the index value 0. So 0 less than 6, condition true. I'll go inside my for loop. What is the first thing I have to do is I have to find the frequency of that particular character. So what I'm going to do is count of, okay, which character? The character which is present index value is 0. So the string s dot char at of j minus a. Because if a, I have to increment the index value 0. If b, I have to increment the index value 1. If c, I have to increment the index value called 2. That is why I'll take that particular character, subtract it with the character a. So the character which I've got is a minus a. So when I give subtraction, the ASCII value of those two characters will be subtracted. The ASCII value of a is 97. 97 minus 97, we will have the value called 0. Count of 0 has to be incremented. So I'll give pre-increment here. So count of a will be incremented. So the value which is present in the index value 0 will be incremented by 1. Okay. I have found the frequency. After finding the frequency, I have to take a while loop. Okay. I have to take a while loop and I have to check whether the character present on all the 3 index values are greater than 0. For that, while count of 0 greater than 0 and count of 1 greater than 0 and count of 2 greater than 0. Why am I checking this condition? The reason for checking this condition is the substring should contain all the 3 characters at least once. That's what they have mentioned. So I'll take this. So if it is present, we have to do something. In this case, it is not present. So I'll not do anything. Okay. I have to find the result, right? So I'll take the variable result. Totally, I have written the number of substrings. Further, I'll take a variable result equal to 0. And I'll take one more variable I. That is also I'll give 0. So initially, I is present on the index value 0. Let's assume I is present on the index value 0. Okay. Green color states J, red color states I. Okay. If the condition is false, I have to take the result value. Result equal to result plus I. So I value is initially 0. So result value is also 0. 0 plus 0, it is 0. So here I'll take a variable to store the result. So initially result value is 0 and I'll take the variable I. I value also I'll consider it to be 0. Why we are keeping 0 for the result instance? If I have only one character, I cannot form a substring which have all the 3 characters. So I'll go for the next iteration. When I go for the next iteration, J value will be 1. J value will be 1. So if J value is 1, what is the character I have? B. So go to the index value of B. So 98 minus 97, which is 1. So increment the frequency of B. So I've incremented the frequency of B. After incrementing, check whether the frequency of all the 3 index values are greater than 0. So first one is greater than 0, second one is greater than 0, third one is not greater than 0. I'll not go inside the while loop. I'll come out of the while loop. I'll give result equal to result plus I. Result value is 0. I value is also still 0. 0 plus 0 is just 0 only. I'll go for the next iteration. Now J value becomes 2. Okay. So I have got the character C. So increment the frequency of C. So frequency of C will be incremented. After incrementing, check the while loop. Whether the frequency of count of 0 is greater than 0, yes. Count of 1 is greater than 0, yes. Count of 2 is greater than 0, yes. If it satisfies this while loop, it states that we have all the 3 characters at least once. So I'll go inside the while loop. After going inside the while loop, what I have to do is, wherever I is pointing, that character's frequency alone has to be decremented. Wherever I is pointing to the first character, that is A. So A's frequency alone has to be decremented. So count of S dot char at of I minus A. So that frequency alone has to be decremented. So now after decrementing I's frequency, I have to increment my I value. I value should be incremented. Now I value it becomes 1. I value will be 1. Now check the while loop again. Count, which means this will be decremented by 1. After decrementing, check the while loop again. Count of 0 is greater than 0. No. I'll come out of the while loop. In the result, I have to add the I value. What is my I value? I value is 1. 0 plus 1, 1. So result is having 1, which means as of now, we have a substring called ABC which contain all the 3 characters at least once. Now I'll go for the next iteration. When I go for the next iteration, J value becomes 3. Okay. Now what I have to do? I have to increment the frequency of A. So when I try to increment the frequency of A, 0 will be incremented by 1. Now take a while loop. Check whether all the 3 values greater than 0. Yes, all the 3 values greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, what should I do? Wherever I is pointing, that character's frequency has to be decremented. I is pointing to the character called B. That frequency value will be decremented. After decrementing, I value has to be incremented. After what I have to do, I value has to be incremented. Now take the loop again. All the 3 values are greater than 0. No, all the 3 values are not greater than 0. So I will not go inside the while loop. I will come out of it. I will take the result. Result is equal to result plus I. What is my I value? I value is 2. So 2 plus 1, 3. Which means that we have 3 substrings so far which contain all the 3 characters, which is ABC, ABCA, next BCA. So we have got the result value as 3. Now let's go for the next iteration. J value becomes 4. Okay, J value becomes 4. So increment the frequency of that particular character. So B's frequency has to be incremented by 1. Now take a while loop and check whether all 3 characters are the value present in all 3 index values are greater than 0. Yes. If that is the case, wherever I is pointing, that character's frequency has to be decremented. I is pointing to the index value called 2, that is character C. This frequency alone has to be decremented. After decrementing, I value has to be incremented. Okay. After this, go for the next iteration. Condition becomes false. I'll come out of the while loop. In result equal result plus I. Now I value is 3, which means when I include this character, I have got 3 substrings which have at least ABC once. So 3 plus 3, the result value is 6. Currently I is pointing to 3. Yeah. Result value is 6. Then go for the next iteration. J value is 5. Okay. Increment the frequency of that particular character. The frequency of C will be incremented by 1. Okay. Now take a while loop and check all the values which is present on this index are greater than 0. So I'll go inside the while loop. After going inside the while loop, wherever I is pointing to the character called A. So that frequency has to be decremented by 1 time. So it becomes 0. Now I value has to be incremented. Now I value becomes 4. I value becomes 4. Now take the loop. Check the condition. Condition becomes false because first index value is having the value called 0. 0 greater than 0. Condition becomes false. I'll come out of the while loop. After coming out of the while loop, I have to add I value to the result. I value is 4. Result is 6. 6 plus 4, 10. The meaning is if I add this particular character, I will be getting extra 4 more substrings which are substring ABC at least once. So go for the next iteration. J value becomes 6. I'll come out of the while loop. Finally, I'll return the variable result. Finally, I'll return the variable result. That's all. This is the logic of the program. Now let's go for the implementation of the program. Okay, what is the first thing I have to do? The first thing is I have to take an array of size 3, initialize all the value to 0, 0, 0, 0. Done. After this, I have to take one more variable called n to find the length of the string, s dot length. Okay. And then one more variable called result to store the result value, and I. Okay. Now take a for loop for j is equal to 0 to iterate the given string, j less than n, j plus plus. So now first thing I have to do is I have to increment the frequency count of s dot caret of j. The frequency will be incremented. After incrementing, I have to check whether I have the substring ABC at least once in the given substring. So count of 0 greater than 0 and count of 1 greater than 0 and count of 2 greater than 0. If it satisfies the condition, what I have to do? First I have to decrement the frequency which is of the index value I. Okay. After this I have to increment my I value. I have to go for the next character. Now I have to find the updated result. Result equal to result plus I. Return the result. That's all. This is the program. Let's run the code now. As it passes the test cases, let's submit the code. As it passes all the test cases. That's all.